Mercury retrograde can affect your health. Now, you would know that if you had seen my previous video, which I shot during Mercury retrograde. I spoke about two important symptoms that a lot of people experience during the Mercury retrograde. However, I forgot one, I'm going to say super important, maybe the most important symptom. Maybe I forgot it because it was during Mercury retrograde. Anyway, I suggest that you go back to watch that video because I'm not going to go through the other two important symptoms that I listed there. Today, I wanted to come in and correct the symptom that I overlooked last time. So, what is that one important symptom that can impact your body during Mercury retrograde? Well, let's think about Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. A lot of our communication happens through our throat area. Therefore, we can be more vulnerable to throat issues, to sore throats, to mouth ulcers, anything in the mouth or throat area. Symptoms that may seem a bit weird or out of nowhere can often happen during Mercury retrograde. Now, your vulnerability to experiencing this symptom depends upon where Mercury is retrograding during its cycle. And obviously, it happens 3 or 4 times a year. So what you want to do with each Mercury retrograde cycle, in my opinion, is to know where it's moving through the astrological chart, or which gates it's impacting in human design, or which gene keys it's affecting. Because if it's going through any of the gene keys, human design gates, or astrology points that are active for you, then you are more vulnerable to these symptoms appearing. All right? So if you find that you have a sore throat, weird throat symptoms coming out of nowhere, or just knocking you on the shoulder going, hey, you feel a bit yuck in this area, what do you do? The first thing to do is acknowledge, Mercury's retrograde. Okay, there's probably, I'm going to say probably, an energetic connection here between my throat symptom and maybe how I'm communicating or not communicating with others. So don't necessarily assume that you're getting sick, but please support your immune system if you get a sore throat. Always recommend that. But it's important to consider, what are you not expressing? What are you not communicating? What needs to be said? What block is in your throat area? The first step in healing that weird throat symptom that may develop during Mercury retrograde is to really turn within and contemplate, okay, what do I know? Because you'll know. What do I know actually needs to be expressed right now? What do I need to say? Then after you make that connection, you've got to shift the energy. So there's 3 ways you can do that. If you find that it's a person that you really need to have a conversation with, please consider actually having the conversation verbally. Say it out loud. Have it in person. Have it on the phone. Whatever feels more comfortable for you, you could actually say these words that you need to express. Take the time to contemplate the way that feels most nourishing and authentic for you in the way that you communicate this thing that you've obviously been holding back. Because you've been holding back, there's a restriction there, so it's important to find a way that feels easier for you to say those words. Now, if you say, hey Claire, there's no way that I am having this conversation with this person. Okay, I totally get it. Been in that situation. In that case, you can write it down. Write a letter or an email. Use your handwriting or a computer, whatever takes your fancy. But write a letter to this person or even to a situation, the thing that you have identified that there's a communication block there, something that needs to be said and expressed, write it down. Go, dear Daisy, for example, and then use all the words, all the expressions, everything that you want to say so honestly, so authentically, because you are not sending this letter. Then when you feel like you have expressed and written down everything that you need to, you're like, oh, okay, I think I've said everything that I need to this person now. You can close up that ritual by either just scrunching it up or ripping it up. And then you can bury it in the earth, literally. Hide it so that not everyone sees it. Not hide it, but return it to the earth, soil on top. Or you can burn it. I often burn it. Find a safe place to put it alight and just know that in doing that, you are releasing the energy from your throat area. You are creating a clearer flow of energy through your throat chakra, and Mercury is celebrating you. Now, the third way you can release that block, if you don't like those other two that I've mentioned, is to actually have a conversation, just be in your own space, find some time alone, have a conversation with the universe, and imagine that you are actually saying what you want to / need to say to this person, but just have the conversation with the universe. It's a one-sided conversation. Still say everything that you need to, but it's a way to unblock that stuck energy that's in your throat area. So please choose any of those releasing techniques if you find that Mercury retrograde and weird symptoms in your throat area are coming up at the same time, because not only will they help your throat to feel better, they will be aligning with the Mercury energy, because that's when the symptom is coming up. And you will be clearing a block that has been sitting there, so that Mercury is saying, hey, it's time to deal with this. And you go, oh, okay, thank you very much. So you deal with it. And then once Mercury finishes its retrograde and it goes direct, you will have a more fresh, aligned, energetic system and physical body that is more capable and able to create those manifestations and align with those dreams and those intentions that you really want to draw into your life. So you have weird symptoms around this or any Mercury retrograde, not necessarily a bad thing. Use it to your advantage, because it can actually change your life for the better. Now, if you received any benefit from this video, my friends, I would love it if you could please click the like button, maybe even subscribe, maybe even share it with someone that you care about. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.